This weekend, I had the honor to work with Dave Dunlop, a punter out of Minnesota. David came to me with a special situation and a special request. Make him a D1 punter. Now, David has only been punting for about 8 months, and prior to these 8 months, he has never played football. He got to the University of Minnesota 3 years ago and became a strength intern for the team. And when he got to work with the football players, it ignited his love for football. This led him down the path of trying to become a collegiate punter. On his path of mastering his craft, that led him to me. Seeing the success I had with the 4-day punting transformation with Henry, he wanted in on the action and came down to work. So let's hop into the video. When he got here, the first thing I wanted to do was get some metrics. So we just had him kick 10 punts on camera so we could get a baseline. As you'll be able to see, they were a little all over the place. His drop moved around a lot, and I noticed his arm was really far extended, and it looked like most of his power was coming from swinging his leg as hard as he could. And he wasn't even getting his hips into the ball. The drop typically is an easy fix. Bring it in a little bit, add a hair more turn to it, and it should clean it right up. But his leg swing and learning to use his hips is a harder sell. To get him to change this, I was going to have him relearn essentially what he thought he knew about punting. I knew this would be a challenge, but if he had come this far in just 8 months, I knew that he had what it took to step up to the plate with what I was going to throw at him. On the first set of film I took, it was clear that his hips were not getting engaged. His left leg widened as he swung, indicating that he was using more of his hip flexors and his quad to create power rather than his glutes. Most guys will pull their legs slightly to the side to strip that hip flexor to gain power when they don't know to pull their hips through first, leaving the hip flexor behind to create that same stretch. This results in significantly less power on their swing. From the side view, it's even more obvious, as you can see on his second step. He's almost in a sitting position, indicating that his glutes aren't contracted or activated, and he never leaves that position as he's trying to kick. Compare that to some of my kicks, and you can see that I gain my power from starting in that position, but then pulling myself out of it. So for day one, I knew we had our work cut out for us, but I was ready to attack it. All right, got some film in. So the biggest thing, and you can talk during these, this is fun, okay, is we're gonna work on that catch and mold. So essentially, I just wanna get really fast, like automatic, wherever I throw it, to back right here, just your spot. Okay, so buckle in because we're about to do a lot of these. Before I could even get to Dave's swing, I knew I had to make sure his drop was a little bit better. Luckily, that could be worked on with just a bunch of reps. This is important not only to his development, but also to look more like a college punter. Coaches want to see confidence in your body language, and nothing speaks confidence into punting like being direct with your catch and mold and placing the ball right where you want it every time. So I knew we had to knock that out first, and luckily I knew a bunch of drills that we could work on. Here you can see me and Dave working one of my favorite drills, and that's called catch and molding. So all I do is throw him a snap in a variety of areas and get him to catch it confidently with his palms up and then set it exactly how he wants it. What this does is ensure that he'll be ready for any game-like situation because he'll be used to catching snaps from any different direction. So our feet are game speed, our leg is 20%. We're trying to do everything down this line. So here's how it goes, right? Is it'll be here, really quick, really straight lines, okay? That's the tempo that we're trying to go. And here we're just going for perfect drop, perfect contact. I want you to think about rotating around the ball, right? On that last step, getting up through your sweet spot. Show me real quick where your sweet spot is.
You want me to kick it or?
Just touch it, just point to it. Where are you going to look at the top of the ball? You're going to look up through here, right? Yeah, get through at least the front half, the front middle half. And what's going to help too is because you're getting a lot of the knuckleball. Knuckleball means we're kicking through the same. So you want to get through this panel. That's going to be the other thing too, right? Stay over it, nice and smooth. Too much rotation right there. We're really crunching, trying to get through it. Catch, mold, place, good hands. I like that a lot better. Bring the hips through first. Close, like everything's in the line that we need to be on, but right now it's just a little bit too much leg. Now I want you to be more over the ball this time, right? Because I feel like we're just staying too much behind it. As you're stepping, yeah, bring this shoulder, come a little further over it, more to the right foot. Now leave the ball where it is.
Yeah, I want this left arm to be more relaxed so you can go in a straight line. That actually looks a lot better. You're probably gonna feel really cramped up right now. Stay over it.
No.
Stay over it. You have to hold on to it a little bit longer. You can't walk through this one.
I mean, that one I pushed out even more.
Yeah. Where is this hitting off your foot? Toe? Toe-ish area? Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah. Yep. Keep going. So yeah, if you do that, that's all the power you need. I want you to literally try it at that exact same speed, just right over my head.
Exact same power one we just kicked it.
Right. Close, little much on the nose. Right now, we're knees a little out. We're hitting right up through like this middle seam. And why? Is because as we're coming to kick, I see your foot coming through like this. So you're hitting right there, it's popping it off. Really,
A couple steps forward with this one.
yeah, really tighten up that swing. Think about a nice tight knee. It's half turn.
I like put nothing into that.
Yeah. So the closer we get to hitting it through this panel, right? Keep it on this panel now. There you go. That thing took off. Where's this hitting on your foot?
His drop was looking much better, which means it was time to just grind out working on his new swing. The best way to do this is just to have him kick into the net. This does two things. A, it makes you less reliant on seeing where the ball goes after you kick it, so you can focus more on the new concept you're trying to learn rather than the results that will inevitably be much more variable than what you're used to, since this is a brand new concept. And B, you get in much more reps because there's less of a distance to travel to go chase footballs. Here, I was looking for him to not only get his hips through the ball, but also to feel great contact off his foot, since much of his contact before this has been bouncing off of his toes. And what happens when that ball hits off your toe is you easily lose 10 yards of power with a good 0.2 to 0.5 seconds of hang time on average. So these were the things we were looking to correct doing these drills into the net.
We always have to be boom, but just walk through it, plant, start getting those hips through. Once those hips get through, boom. Yeah, there you go. Walk through it. That's close. That's still the knee bringing up that foot too quick. Walk through it, hips first.
Like, I was trying to like deliver the foot on my leg.
Yeah. Now, close. That's honestly the best power you've had all day. Now we just got to get it lined up with that drop. Hold on to it. Get through that panel.
Oh.
It's just too far out. You just push that one. Get your drop right, body position right. Nice little controlled hits here. There we go. There we go. Okay, we're gonna keep those going. Really controlled. Stay controlled. There we go. There we go. Because contact is better than power 100% of the time. Stay right there, stay over your drop. Fight to get to that sweet spot. You try to kill it a little bit. Yep. Trust it, easy, easy. That's really close. Even then, the closer we get, that's a 30-yard miss it with like almost no power.
After all this, more time to grind. I knew his legs would be tired, so I wanted to do a drill called drop, drop, punt. Uncreatively named by me because you drop the ball twice and then punt. This is a great drill to do to practice mental reps because you get 3 reps for every 1 ball. You take the first 2 reps at game speed, working to get the perfect drop and imagining perfect contact. Then on the 3rd rep, you create that contact you've been imagining. A great way to get a high volume of work in on tired legs since he had been kicking for almost 4 hours now.
Don't swing around on it. Nice turn. Swing straight. There it is. There it is. Good ball. Control. Nice turn. Ah, lost it inside. Close. You push that one out.
Yeah.
Really push that one out. Get a nice good contact on it. Too much to the front. So we're gonna play pig, but that's kind of a catch. Since I'm the coach and you're the coachee, I'm making it so I can't lose. So it's essentially more like follow the leader, right? But since today was all about learning control, all I'm gonna do is hit a bunch of punts. All we're trying to do is make it through the uprights, and we're practicing control.
Make it
Okay?
through the uprights?
Yeah, make it through the uprights.
Oh, I can do that.
Right, you can do that. And then we'll just keep slowly backing up. So all today is about control. So we'll start nice and short. Here we go. Boom. Make it through the uprights. And I called it pig because you have 3 chances.
Oh my god.
There's the first one. Bink. Control is the key. Power means nothing if you can't control it.
Oh
Well, I mean, okay, well, we're just gonna keep backing it up then to the E20.
well. Yeah.
All right, there you go. Just try to hit a nice clean spiral.
No.
Try to come straight up through that one. You gotta push through it. Imagine you're trying to kick to push this side of the ball through wherever you're trying to kick. Imagine that little concept right now, right? Like you're trying to kick through that part. That's good. Kind of keep playing around with that concept. I want that to be, okay, something that you work on, right? Is that you're trying to get, as you're coming to kick, I'm trying to kick through here to get to this, you know,
Yeah.
to help create that line. Okay, nice little easy, it's what, 25? It's nothing, right? So just catch. There you go. Nice and smooth here. Oh, and there it is. Okay. The power's there. Well, that's day 1. How you feeling?
Exposed.
A lot to work on, but that's okay. That's why we're out here to work, you know? We're gonna leave that drop still. That's one of the things we're gonna work on, is get yourself that clean drop. We're gonna work on you hitting your target and bring that leg power down, because whenever you bring it down, you swing better and cleaner at it. Because whenever you try to crush it, we wrap around and we just don't hit our mark, right? So I'd rather us bring it down for now and turn over 8 out of 10 punts that all go 35 to 40 yards, then try to crush them and turn over 1 out of 10 that still only goes 35 to 40 yards. You know, like your biggest ball right now at 20% is equal to your biggest ball at 60%. Here you go, last ball of the day. What are you gonna end on?
Rouse Raiders.
The Rouse Riders. Let's see it.
Rouse
Or,
Riders?
is it Riders or Raiders?
Raiders.
Oh, it's Raiders? Okay, Rouse Raiders. Yeah, that's your drop, turn straight again. Same thing, now we just gotta get that energy going downfield. It's 35 yards all the way across the field.
It's a miss hit.
All right.
That was my last ball. I'd be so disappointed in myself.
You know, there's some seniors that end like that.
Day 2 was starting, and you could already see things starting to click. I'd be lying to you if I said that this was an easy thing for guys to learn, especially those who built this muscle memory doing it a different way. But David stepped up to the plate, and with every rep we got a little bit closer. While it's easy to just always try to hit the biggest punt possible, I knew he could get it. Off camera on this day, we were working on just some drills, and David broke his own personal record for the longest punt on a rep he was barely trying on. He was casually working on some of his form, keeping his plant leg firm and in the ground, and he crushed one 48 yards with seemingly no effort. From there, he bought into the process, knowing that this was going to be his ticket to the big show. Now, we just had to learn how to control his swing.
For this round, staying over that ball on the first step, right? You know who does a good job of staying over the ball, now that I'm thinking about it? Have you ever watched Austin McNamara punt? He's like 6'4", right? But his first step, he literally looks like this. Like right there.
Yeah.
He's getting over it, because on that second step, it's a lot easier to think about getting up, under, and through the ball if you're over it on that first step. Right? So yeah, just bring that in just a little bit, so that way we're not pushing it down. Right there is exactly where you want to be. So that way on the second step, you can imagine pulling up right through that spot. Yeah. Right there, step beneath it, don't drop too early.
Oh, do you want me like full?
Yeah. Close, you push that one out. What I want you to learn is the art of control. So just drop it right from here, right? Drop it, and then just literally come up beneath it and then just try to make really clean contact with the spot on the ball that you're looking at. So don't kick. Okay, kick that one. I know, I was halfway through saying. But for me, here's a little quick demo one, right? So if I start off on my one step over it like this, right? I'm just looking right here. All I'm trying to do is just focus on getting down that line, right? Yeah. I'm lined up with all of this stuff. I'm imagining my leg swing going straight through right here. So I'm just here. And just imagine making really clean contact through it, right? It's a nice little 40 yarder off of one step. Same thing there. Just, we're not trying to crush it. I just want you to focus on getting your hips through on the second step. Still a little too much left leg speed. There to there. Yeah. One more. There to there. Leave that ball a little bit more still. Do you see that thing moving around a lot? Be controlled with the upper body. Be controlled with the upper body. Leave that body position open, right? If you have to get to that open body position, and then just tap through it. Here you go. Stay over it. Get to an open body position. You swung around.
Here I was going to put David to work. I had him work his one step over and over and over again. I was really trying to build up this concept in his mind that he was going to use his plant leg to pull him through to give him power rather than swinging at the ball as hard as he can. What this is going to do for him is help him narrow up his swing too, which is going to be a huge factor into hitting more consistent turnovers.
That's what coaches want to see. Okay, so now just leave a really smooth drop. I don't want to see you push that drop at all. I want to see the smoothest you've been all weekend. Relax that drop. Swung around a little bit. You're trying to crush them still. Like I can hear it off that toe. All you should be thinking about is just trying to touch your foot to this part of the ball, right? Is you just take your steps nice and relaxed. Good. Just take the steps nice and relaxed, and then just touch that part of the ball. I don't care if that's what it looks like, right? A, because that'd be a 40-yard turnover. B, I just want you to be able to see it, keep this swing as tight as possible. Kick in a straight line. Turn straight on you, you went right up through the seam. Yeah, yeah. That thing turned straight. I watched your foot come right up through this part. Have to keep it turned, have to get up through this. Keep that turn. Heavy turn here. Keep it 2 o'clock. Turn straight again, right up through the seam. Yeah. How does it keep turning straight? I'm like, I'm watching it right out of your hand. Just you're pushing it out, and it's just turning straight. Relax that arm. Pull the arm away instead of push the ball out. Pull the arm away.
That's a little bit better.
Yeah, that's closer. Now you're just trying to. I feel like you're trying to smoke it though again. Like second to last set. I know you're used to rapid firing them, so we're just gonna rapid fire them. I'm not gonna give you much coaching in between. I'm just gonna keep reminding you right now. Drop height, mid rib. Not bad. There you go. There it is, 35. There it is, 38. Okay, so the name of the game, elimination. I'm gonna start you off at the 40-yard line. The wind changed again, didn't it? Start you off at this 40-yard line. Your goal is just to get it into the end zone. Okay?
Well, that was a bad punt, but is it gonna go in the end zone?
Yes. Here you go. There we go. That one would have been pretty good. Okay. Back it up 5. Here we go. Oh, that's might get there. Yes, it did, right on the line. Give me a clean drop and you're gonna be a-okay. Backing up to 45. Stay over it, push. You're trying to muscle it.
Yep.
Don't muscle it, just nice and smooth. You get 3 attempts to get it inside the end zone. Here you go. No, not clean enough.
Yeah, that's not. Come on, get there. Get there. Fuck.
By the yard short. Anyway, good session today.
Thank you, bro.
Boom. We'll get after it again tomorrow.
Today was the last day, and while some people are expecting that that makes it the best day, or the day that we put it all together, I knew that this is not necessarily going to be the case, and that comes down to really just one thing. Over the past 2 days, we had spent 4 hours per day on the field, and punting is something that requires every muscle to be working in perfect unison. And there's no room for one to be sluggish, and if you're mentally tired or drained at all, that's also going to be a detriment. So I knew that David was not necessarily going to be at his peak because of these specific conditions. But that didn't deter me, and I was very pleasantly surprised to see that that didn't deter him either. While he did get a little frustrated throughout the day, finding it hard to put everything together, I just made sure to keep assuring him that this was mostly because his legs were just a little bit tired. For the most part, it was the same drills that we had been working. Getting his swing path right, working on his drop, and working on getting his hips activated and getting his glutes firing to get more power into the ball with less effort. I knew that this day would be crucial that he tries to implement it while his legs are exhausted, but I knew his biggest games were going to come once he got home and got his legs some rest. So enjoy some music as you can see some more of his training.
Everything right now that's mishitting is you're doing this, right?
Yeah.
I want this right, like you have to keep your right leg straighter. Dave, 3 days of training. How do you feel so far?
Well, I feel like I've learned how to use way less effort
Yeah.
in punting.
Yeah.
My ceiling's definitely gotten a lot higher.
Right.
I still hit a PR.
Yep.
48 yards.
So now.
I feel like I've improved a lot, but I still feel like it's going to take time for me to implement this
Right.
new technique, which gives me a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
So from this, you can hear that Dave thinks that implementing this new training is going to be harder than what it is because the form itself. But I knew deep down that it was just going to be a day of recovery away from his whole style being turned around. Well, I'll be the first to tell you that I was happy to hear back from David when he got home, saying that since he left from training, he had completely improved his form. 2 days after he had left, I got a text from him saying that he had been crushing almost every punt above 40 yards with what felt like barely any effort. On top of that, he sent me some great film of him hitting some punts, implementing the new form, and he was hitting super clean, and you can tell it looks completely different than the first clip I showed you guys where it looked like he was swinging as hard as he could. All in all, I'm very happy at the improvement Dave was able to make in just 3 days of work. As far as his desire to play D1 ball, I think it's a very real possibility for him, and I look forward to now help him with recruiting as well as continuing to mentor him as a punter. But as always, guys, I hope you are having an amazing day, and I look forward to hearing more about David Dunlop's D1 journey in the future. As always, have a good day and peace.
Go, wow, nice boot. I like the standing angle up here, it looks nice. Oh wow, David, nice work.